Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into some core advice from a source doc called Small Business Tips for a Startup Company.
Mm,
This isn't high-level theory. It's more like, practical, actionable stuff you can use right away.
exactly. And what's great about this kind of resource is, well, it basically bottles up lessons learned the hard way. It's like a shortcut through those tough first stages, making sure you get the essentials without hitting every single bump in the road yourself.
Okay, so let's unpack that first big one from the source.
Hmm.
You absolutely have to start with a clear plan. And this isn't just like having an idea. It's about really testing your assumptions before you spend big money, defining your market, and crucially, finding that unique selling point.
Right, the USP,
Yeah, what makes you different, what protects you.
precisely. And that plan, it's only as good as the homework you do beforehand. Which brings us straight to knowing your market. The document really stresses digging into competitors, but maybe even more importantly, truly understanding what customers need, why they want it.
So it's not just having the cool idea.
No, not at all. You need to know who actually cares, and then, critically, keep listening to them. Use that feedback constantly to make things better. It's a loop, really.
That feedback loop sounds vital. But, okay, for a startup, tight budget, what's the biggest mistake people make trying to know their market without just burning through all their cash?
Well, often it's getting stuck analyzing everything forever. Or the flip side, just assuming they know it all already. The document pushes for quick feedback cycles, think MVPs, quick surveys, not massive, costly reports right away. Get just enough info to check you're on the right track, then adjust.
Right, iterate quickly. So with that market insight, how do you actually start building without betting the farm? Which leads us to two linked ideas here. Start small and scale gradually, and manage finances wisely. The advice is pretty clear. Begin lean, minimal investment. Really test if the product or service clicks before you go big.
Exactly. And that scaling gradually part, it totally depends on being disciplined with money. The source isn't just talking about, balancing the books. It's more like an obsession with every single dollar, making sure it's an investment in growth, not just spending.
Okay, but that raises a question, doesn't it? What seems unnecessary early on might actually be important later. How do you tell the difference?
That's a really good point. I think the guidance suggests focusing spending only on things that directly validate your main idea or get those first few customers.
Yeah.
Anything else early on, probably a luxury, run super lean just to prove the concept works, then think about other investments.
Makes sense. Okay, so you're lean, you've got a plan. How do you get noticed? Tip 5. Building a strong online presence. This feels non-negotiable today. We're talking a professional website, using social media smartly, and leveraging those free tools mentioned, like Canva, Instagram, Google, My Business.
Yeah, and if we connect that online visibility to the bigger picture, it leads straight into tip 6, focusing on customer service. Because having a great online shopfront sets an expectation, right? The document hammers this home. Happy customers are everything. They bring referrals, they come back.
It's your best marketing, really.
Absolutely. And it's not just being nice. It means responding quickly, respectfully, effectively. That online presence doesn't mean much if the actual experience falls flat.
Okay, so even with a good plan, lean operation, happy customers, we know the startup path is never straight. Which brings us to something really core. Be ready to learn and adapt. This feels crucial. It's not just talk. It's about being genuinely agile, actually listening to feedback, trying new things, and learning from both what goes wrong and what goes right.
And that learning process, it gets a huge boost from the final tip, number 8, networking with others. The source really encourages joining groups, online or local, collaborating. It's not just about getting your name out there.
Right, it's more about,
It's about sharing what you're learning, tapping into what others know, finding opportunities together. It just speeds up that whole learn and adapt cycle. So pulling it all together, the big message seems to be that successful startups need this mix. A clear vision that's been tested, lean execution, really focusing on the customer, always learning and connecting with the community.
so what does this all mean for you listening? Thinking about these 8 tips, the planning, market knowledge, starting small, finances, online presence, customer care, adapting, networking, which single one, if you applied it today to an idea you have, might make the biggest immediate difference. Something to think about until our next deep dive.